So, hey everyone. Um, so funny enough, I actually did record a second part, but the screen wasn't capturing, so the entire thing is literally just an audio file. Um, yeah, that's awkward. But anyway, just to catch you guys up, I traveled incredibly far from spawn. I came all the way over here. I got some spruce saplings. I planted them. I found a cherry blossom biome that I'm gonna try and extend a little bit down here. You can actually kind of see the spruce or the cherry blossom saplings right above my crosshair there and there. I'm just trying to extend it to make it look more aesthetic over the I guess horizon. Um so I'm kind of made like a little script or whatever in order to go off of, because I didn't want to sit here, you know, scrambling to try and understand what I wanted to say from my next video. So yeah. Also, unironically, this is one of the few times that I literally have no idea what to write for my next audio, because normally the way I do these audios is I just, I kind of check out the comments, and yeah, I read the comments literally daily, but I read the comments, try and figure out what you guys want to know, and then I find out what's getting the most attention, and then I think about making an audio related to it. But I know I have a decently wide variety of fans. Some people like specific audios, for example, some like dominant, some like, comforting, some like, another topic or something like that. But I don't want to keep doing the exact same one like 1,000 times over and over again, because that seems a little bit unfair to... Where did the wood go? Never mind. It seems a bit unfair to those of you who would like a different type of audio. So if I were to do like comfort audios for like 2 months straight or something like that, it'd be unfair to the rest of you who actually like, the vampire audios, the dominant audios, etc., etc. So that's why I don't try and do too many of the exact same audio, because it gets repetitive and it's unfair to the people who actually want, a different variety. And that's why I don't do it too much. Okay, now that's cleared out of the way. I probably have to start script writing as soon as I finish this. So I'm gonna be probably script writing as I'm editing this, and 𝕬𝖆𝖕 𝖕𝖕𝖕𝖍𝖕𝖍. So today's Friday. Now I wanted to try and adjust this. So the way I have the script, it's getting late, but the way I have the script set up is also I made like 4 shelves or something like that, and I cleared out this entire area so it'd be a little bit more flat, because I wanted to build my house here, and then I wanted to dig into the mountain a little bit, like more close to where that water is coming in. But I also wanted to see if I can move the water, like maybe go up there, make a little pond or something where the water can trickle down on like the other side down over here, and then I dig in through here so my base is like inside the mountain as I have the water on both sides. But with my like script and ordering of how I wanted to do today's video, I wanted to do more of the like depressing-ish stuff first. Whoa. Sorry, they're in the hall screaming. They're not talking, they're screaming. But I wanted to start in that order because I didn't want the ending of this video, like I didn't want to go from happy to sad in this video, because if I go from happy to sad, it kind of messes with a lot, because you come into this thinking it's going to be a happy audio, and then at the end it's just very depressing. But I wanted to do the sad part now. Hello? Whenever you're ready. Thank you. 𝕬𝖌𝖔𝖗𝖆𝖕. Okay, now that I'm finally awake, I wanted to start off with how do I say this? A very sensitive topic. Now, it's not a topic people really want to talk about because, I think that's good. It's a topic where you don't really want to bring the thoughts, like the words out loud, but you always subconsciously think of them. And I'm not saying that as like everybody thinks of them, but I'm saying the specific people who like hear this and understand it all the way down to their core, they'll understand it a lot better. Now, I wanted to talk about taking your own life. Now, I'm not going to start it off with something random like, you shouldn't do it, which obviously a lot of people will tell you that you shouldn't do it. I'm not here to tell you, like, I'm not here to scream in your ear saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I'm here to listen because I want to listen to what causes this pain inside of you. Because you don't just randomly wake up one day deciding that you want to end your own life. You don't wake up one day deciding to cut your life short just because I need to extend this by one. You don't wake up one day deciding to take your own life from a mild inconvenience. Now, it might seem like that. Don't get me wrong, it might seem like that. But think down to the core, right? Whenever you're really deep in, I guess, your own head, right? Where you're incredibly upset over something that happened recently, something that happened in the past, your mind's going to be completely fogged up. You're going to be struggling to think clearly. You're going to be mixing things up in your head. And I guess a simple explanation or example would be like years ago, you lost a family member on this specific day, or something like you were trying to do something and you completely failed and now you feel like you're a failure, you've completely messed up on everything, stuff like that. But what I want to talk about is, even though it might seem like everything is going completely wrong, that doesn't feel symmetrical. It might feel like everything is going wrong, but there is a lot going right in your life. For example, you're still here. That feels right and wrong. Let me count this. Huh. I guess it is fine. But when it comes down to what's happened in your past, it's not your obligation to tell everyone. It's not your responsibility to tell everyone. Now, it does cause a problem for others, and I know it's not something people want to hear, but I just need to be truthful. The only time it truly begins to cause a problem is if it's affecting how you interact with those you care about and those you surround yourself with. If you're always in a bad mood around your own family, they'll eventually not want to be around you too much because you bring down the mood all the time. I'm not using this as a form of blame, but I'm using this as the honest truth. I suppose the harsh, honest truth. As much as I care for you all, I want you to realize that when you don't get any form of support when you're struggling, there's a lot that goes on around you that you might overlook. You might overlook someone else suffering and you just don't realize because, you weren't paying attention, or you just couldn't find the time to, ask someone else what's wrong. Now, that grew fast. Now, I I struggle a lot with, I guess, explaining things, which might make sense now, but I struggle with it because it's not something you can explain too well. Now, I won't lie, I've thought about taking my own life about as often as once a month. And I know it might come as a decent surprise, especially if you didn't hear me say it before, but I've thought about it many, many times. It's practically a recurring thought. Like, I'm trying to find ways where I can be like, oh, I should be fine, you know. It's okay, as long as I surround myself with people, then those thoughts go away. And I learned the hard way that if you surround yourself with people that you don't entirely enjoy being around, you make everything so much worse for yourself. Like, yeah, being surrounded by people takes those thoughts away. It reduces how often you think about them. But then, when the truth comes back, you realize you tried to use other people as a way to cope with not being able to, I guess, embrace the truth, embrace what's going on. That pain is significantly worse than pretty much the whole scenario or whole thought of, you know, being alone. Whenever you're alone for a long time, it's awkward, if that makes sense. Because a part of you says, oh, I want to be surrounded by people. I don't want to be around like this person, and then you leave them. But then later you finally realize it was nice to have people around. You know, it wasn't just whatever's going on in your life, whatever's going on in your head. It was interesting because other people were there. It wasn't just your life to worry about. It gave you the opportunity to, I guess, understand that other people have their own issues as well. And that's a little bit more important than a lot of people think. It might sound stupid, you know, caring for someone else when, you know, it's not even yours, not even your life, but something about it is just nice in its own way. It's nice knowing that even when you're struggling, it's not just you versus the world. Some other people are struggling the same way you are. Some other people are suffering the same way you are. It's comforting to know that you're not completely alone in this world of far too many people. But you soon begin to realize that maybe you're not in the right place. Like, I have this one friend group that I enjoy being around. I actually posted my winter break, like funny moments, I guess, back then. I enjoy being around that group, but over time, I distanced myself from a few of them slowly. Not because I hate them, but because I learned that being around them was more of a hindrance for me. Like, don't get me wrong, and I'll keep saying this as many times as I need to. Being around them was so much fun. Like, every time I played with them, I always knew we were going to get into some stupid stuff. We were always going to keep messing around, having fun the whole time. But then I slowly began to realize, like, what am I doing here? Like, this guy's addicted to the wrong things that just where he always is asking me to, either smoke or something like that, do drugs or something like that. And I realized, like, what the hell am I doing here? And it hurts because I enjoyed being around them because I felt accepted. But then I realized that I was being accepted by the wrong group, the wrong people. And I hated it because it was just, I guess, the only way I can describe it is depressing. The only group I can finally feel like I matter around is a group where they have horrendous intentions. And it makes me upset because it's like, I finally found somewhere where I feel like I could belong. Just to realize this group is the reason I'm becoming less of a person. Like, so many of my old hobbies died just because I wanted to be accepted. I did all I could to be accepted by everyone. Just to realize, like, hey, I'm absolutely wasting my time here. I'm not getting what I feel like I deserve. Like, I enjoy feeling like I belong, but I also don't enjoy how I'm basically just here and existing. Because I can't relate to them on, any type of smoking or anything like that. I can't relate to them on any type of delinquency. Only thing I can relate with is just the same games we play. And then whenever a handful of them get busy, guess what? I'm on my own again. Now, recently I've had an issue that I obviously didn't talk about. With my friends, we were playing together, just chilling, and we came across this group of girls. Now, we enjoyed hanging out with them. Well, I'll say I enjoyed hanging out with them to play, because we played relatively similar games. It was enjoying playing with them, because it was pretty much this whole group chat where everyone was just chilling, having fun. And then randomly, and I truly mean randomly, almost as if someone just snapped, everything messed up. Like, I specifically told this one girl, so in the group chat we were all chilling, and I told this one girl, because she added me out of nowhere, I didn't know her, so I told her, like, hey, me as a person, I'm just the flirty type. Like, I've demonstrated this in the group chat with my friends. I literally just like to mess around and flirt with my friends, because it's literally just something that we all do. It's something we can all connect with. And she said, okay. She accepted it. And I told her, if I flirt with you, I apologize, but I truly do mean it as friends. Because it's my way of connecting with someone. And it's just something I'm used to. Now, this dates all the way back to, I'd say, elementary school, to be honest. Well, granted, it's not like I had many friends to mess around with, but the friends I did have were always just, we were always able to mess around and flirting back to each other. Like, I wouldn't really call it flirting, but that's the best way I can really explain it. Like, you know how two guys will just, be, like, I guess, obsessed with each other in, like, a joking way, where they tease each other, stuff like that. That's how I was with all my friends, and I enjoyed it because it was funny. But it confused me because out of nowhere, she just started lashing out as if I made a huge mistake, like as if I wronged her or something, and it upset me because I didn't know what I did. Like I thought I was doing everything just fine. But apparently she liked me the whole time and never once said anything. She just literally didn't say anything. Every single time I spoke with her and I accidentally started flirting with her, she'd flirt back. And I'd apologize like, oh, I'm sorry. If, like, you took that too seriously, I apologize. I truly still just mean it as friends. And even in the group chat with my friends, like, we're sitting there messing around, flirting and toying with each other. So I thought it was okay, but she just didn't like that. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden, all the girls hated me because they thought I was playing with her emotions. But I told everyone in the group chat, that's just how we act. That's just how I act. And I quickly realized, like, because I started to try and fight to get their, I guess, opinion of me back on my side. I tried to fight against everyone and make them think that I wasn't, like, I tried to get them to believe that I wasn't the one who was at fault here. Because in my mind, I told her that I just acted a certain way, and she just never once commented on the fact that she doesn't like how I acted. So I just kept going, even after I asked, like, do you want me to stop? She never said anything. So I just kept going. And out of nowhere, I just turned out to be the bad guy, the villain. Well, because she didn't say it to my face, and that made me really upset. And I tried to fight against everyone, saying I'm not the one who should be at fault here. I don't deserve to be yelled at by everyone. I think I did the right thing. And after that, I realized I'm wasting my time here. I'm completely wasting my time. I'm fighting against the inevitable. I'm fighting against people who will not listen to me no matter what I say. So I gave up. I stopped trying. And what I did was I decided that I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everyone, leaving the group chat. I specifically told her, like, hey, I'm done with the group chat. If you want to, talk to me about this privately, instead of, yelling at me in front of everyone, then we can. And nothing really happened for a while. So after that, I was just playing with my friends as usual. And then out of nowhere, she came back and texted me. Out of nowhere, she basically joined my game, was talking, and basically said, hey, I want you to come over here and talk to me. And I did. But instead of fighting to get them back on my side, I realized there is absolutely no point in me wanting you to be in my circle. So I simply told her that there are a lot of life lessons that you seem to not understand. And I feel like I've wasted my time trying to help you through these. You've taken my kindness as weakness. I've given a lot of my time for you just to help you. And you've taken it as weakness. You've taken it as if I don't have the strength to stand up for myself. So I'm done trying to be your friend. I'm done trying to be on your side. And I left the game and blocked her. I have a big fear of being alone. I always have had a fear of being alone. But as I've gotten older, I've come to realize it kind of doesn't matter anymore. Like, I would absolutely love to not be alone. Like, I love to have a whole group of friends that I can always go to if I'm upset or if I just need to talk. But I've come to realize there is no point in that. There is absolutely no point. Because just as I fight to keep people on my side, I realize that some people just won't listen. And it is better to be alone and pretty much be able to think to yourself rationally than have someone in your ear telling you the wrong things. It's better to have your own thoughts being the only thing guiding you than someone who might be setting you up for failure just whispering in your ear trying to convince you to do this and do that. And there's no point in doing such thing. There's no point in fighting for someone's opinion or someone's favor. Because you're the only one... Excuse me. You're the only one who knows the truth. And if nobody else will believe you, even though you're telling the truth, then it is what it is. If they can't believe you because they have personal opinions on their friends, then what's the point in trying to change their opinion? Just let it go. Let it happen. Let it die. Now, back to my fear of being alone, and what I recommend to you is just be by yourself. And, you know, the cliche thing of, you know, all your good friends will just randomly come to you and pop out of nowhere. Honestly, you'd be better off just believing that. I'm not saying it's a lie, because they can truly come out of nowhere. Like, some of the best friends I've had have really come out of nowhere. Like, even some of my older friends. Like, the thing, well, unironically, the thing about guys is I don't mean this in a sexual or derogatory term, or sexist / derogatory term, but with guys, I feel like I'm able to talk to one of my friends and then not speak to them for like 3 years, and then get a random hit up from them like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we still are just cool friends. Now, I say that because my friend William, like, he just recently hit me back up after like 2 or 3 years of no contact, and I just said hey, and we got right back to talking as if we literally never left. But, sorry, I've realized that a lot of my female friends, that scared me. A lot of my female friends, they don't have that same, I guess, bond in a way. Like, they can't, like, they aren't able to just accept the fact that, you know, and I don't mean this to be sexist, but they just don't seem to be willing to accept the fact that some people have their own friend groups that they'll be around, and there's nothing you can really do to change that. Like, a lot of my friends, like, they have their own friend groups that they go to. And what's the purpose of me sitting here trying to keep them all here? They have things to do. They have their own life. So what's the point of me stopping them? Like, you get what I mean? I'm wasting my energy sitting here trying to keep everyone together. But if they're not your true friends, they'll just drift away and never come back. But your true friends, you'll both just randomly stop talking to each other almost at the same time. Get busy, be distracted. And then when the time comes, you'll go right back to talking. Right back to it. So, even though being alone is miserable, where, there's no one around to comfort your thoughts, stop you from overthinking, anything like that. Even though technically there's no one around to stop you from overthinking all this, you have the power to stop it yourself. You don't truly need friends. Now, I know, it's literally just basic human, wants and needs for survival. Communication is literally one of the top things. But what I recommend is just do your own thing. Let it come to you. The same way you try and manifest your dreams, you try and manifest everything you want in life. Let it come to you. Sorry, I'm drinking water. My throat is dead. Now, I don't plan to edit this video in the slightest. And I mean this in the most sincere and genuine way. I literally will not edit this video. Like last time I edited to make it, more enjoyable, more active, stuff like that. But this one, I'm not going to do an ounce of editing. I'm literally going to finish, I'm going to hit stop recording on my other monitor, and that's literally what's going up. Because I want you guys to experience me for who I am. I don't want to edit out the parts that seem stupid or awkward. I don't want to edit out the parts where I repeat myself 1,000 times, hoping you'll understand me. I don't want to do all that. I just want you to understand who I am. Because I'm not sitting here trying to be someone different. I'm not sitting here trying to act as if I'm better than anyone else. I'm not better than anyone else. I truly mean that. I'm not better than anyone else. I'm no better than the rest. I'm the exact same as all of you. Now, one thing I'd love to talk about is mental and physical overload. Because I'm going through right now. If you read my descriptions, literally all you hear is me talking about how I've got college and classes and stuff like that I need to work on, my studies and stuff. My studies are honestly looking kind of rough. And it's not your guys' fault, it's mine. Because I decided that I would take way more classes than I need. Currently, I think I'm taking 6 classes now. So it's rough. I won't lie, but the classes I'm taking make it significantly worse. For example, I'm taking a language class. I'm doing psychology, which is not recommended at all, or not required / recommended unless you're going to med school. I've also come to realize how stupid I'm being. Taking economics. It's part of business, but I don't even really want to do business, so I have no idea why I accepted it. So psychology is a lot of remembering. Is that drown still here? I don't know. Psychology is a lot of remembering terms and stuff like that. Economics is remembering a lot of like terms and remembering how economy flows, to be blunt and simple. What's next? One of my other classes that's required for business is a waste because I'm switching my major literally at the end of this semester, so I just wasting my time doing that as well. Like I am overloaded as all hell for no reason. It's literally just because I wanted to do the most. I wanted to be, I guess, overqualified for anything that I look for in the future. But the reason I want to be overqualified is because I want to be able to have, like, make enough money where I can keep doing this. Because I don't really want to stop. I enjoy it. I don't really want to stop because maybe it's not, you know, the bet. How is this? Come on. Maybe it's not the best decision, but it's one that I choose. One that I enjoy, one that I want to keep doing. So that's why I keep going. That's why I will keep bringing myself to do it. And I feel like ever since I've started to overload myself, I've made a lot of mistakes recently, and it's embarrassing. No, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, you know, but for me, I hold myself at a high standard. I hold myself at a high standard for you guys, because if I'm not able to put out quality content, like, I don't think I can explain how many scripts and ideas I've scrapped and just thrown away because they didn't meet the standard I hold for you guys. Wow, crazy stutter. I'd be sitting there for hours on end, just thinking of the script, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is the one. This is absolutely perfect. And then I get about 80% of the way through the script, and I either pause, and I'm like, this is trash. This is not worth it. Or I do the stupid thing, and I say, it should be fine. I finish writing the script, which usually takes me like 2 hours. Then I record and edit, which takes me another like 2 hours. Recording normally takes me 30 minutes. Then editing takes like an hour. So after that, about what, 4 or 5 hours, something like that, I'm done with the entire thing. And then I realize, yeah, this is useless. Like, this is terrible. And I just throw it away immediately. And it's upsetting because I spent all that time thinking that I was making something beautiful just to realize, wow, that was a waste. So I'm sitting here overloading myself like crazy just so I can keep putting up with the standard that I hold for you guys. But moving on to the next topic, because I don't want to stay too long, because I still have to script right after this. Speaking of which, oh yeah, I have a Logitech G-Hub open because all the background noise and stuff like that. For example, I don't think it's gonna pick up. If it does, oh well, I told you I'm not editing this. But in the background, there's always people running up and down the hall, stuff like that. So I have my script right here. I have OBS here, and then Minecraft. Yeah, so we're at 40 minutes. Good to know. I don't want to take too much time because I don't want this to be like a, 50-hour long video or something like that. So anyway, now the next topic that I have written down is how I'm not considered to be better than anyone else. The reason I worded it this way is because I'm not better than anyone. It's not like I'm standing high above, high and mighty above anyone else. There's no one I really stand above except those I want to protect. And it wouldn't even be considered that. I don't stand above those I want to protect. I stand in front of them. No. I make mistakes. I screw up all the time. I mess up all the time. I'm not some perfect being. I'm not able to sit here and say that I never make a mistake. I never do this. I never do that. Because that'd be just straight up lying. I make mistakes like everyone else. There is nothing that differentiates me from anyone else. The only thing that makes me, I guess, unique is maybe the way that I talk, the way that I sound, the way I carry myself, the way I think, the way I dress. Those things are literally just basic things that makes every human different from each other. I'm not unique and special. I'm just different. I'm literally what would be defined as different. I'm not different in a I'm better than you manner. I'm different in I'm a human as well form of manner. I could go on for hours about this. I could go on forever about this, saying how I'm not perfect. I'm not better than everyone. I'm not better than you. And yes, I'm talking to you listening to this. I'm not better than you. I think differently, maybe. I do things differently, maybe. I'm not better than you. I'm a human walking this earth for the first time just like you. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Me doing this voice acting career, this journey I'm on, this could be a huge waste of my time. I might grow older and look back at this like these were the worst, I don't know, like 2, almost 3 years I've completely wasted doing something that had no benefit for me in the future. I could look back on this like I just wasted so much of my time for something that never came true. This is my first time being here as well. I don't know if what I'm doing is right or not, but I still keep trying because I want it to work. I really, really want it to work. Like so damn badly. Because I don't want to finish this. I don't want to grow old and realize like, hey, I did everything perfectly. Something about that just doesn't, it's not captivating. It's not grabbing my attention. Going through all these years of life for the first time and telling myself all the way at the end of the road, all I can say to myself is, hey, I did everything perfectly. And that means I don't know what it means to fail. I don't know what it means to mess up. Excuse me. I don't know what it means to be wrong. I don't know what it means to, like, waste my time. I don't know what any of that means if I did everything perfectly. And what's the point? What's the point of any of that? Because then it doesn't sound like this is your first time walking here. It's like your first time caring to try. I don't have any direct, I guess, goals or thoughts on this channel moving forward. But also, I did kind of, in my latest video, I did mention how I will be making a new channel name. The reason I'm changing my channel name is because on pretty much all my platforms, I'm known as a certain name. Agoraphobia. That's the name I'm known as pretty much all across the internet. Whether it be in any game that I play, any, servers I join. Not really Discord servers. I don't like joining Discord servers because they get weird. But pretty much everywhere. Even on Discord, I'm known as 𝕬𝖌𝖔𝖗𝖕𝖍𝖔𝖇𝖎𝖆. Now, I could tell you the story about that name. Literally, it was just me in high school studying psychology because I was so into it. And I come to realize it's useless, which still angers me. But just like I said, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes just like anyone else. But I was here in psychology studying, and the term stuck out to me strongly. It felt like it connected to me in a way. Because I never was able to explain how I felt very well. Like, I could tell you, like, if I'm feeling upset or something like that. I was never able to describe how I feel and why I feel this way. Until one day, for true as Friday, I was excited to go home. Psychology was my last class of the day. And all of a sudden on the it was sort of the whiteboard, but it had a projector like directly on it. Because my teacher didn't pull down that little shade or whatever they have, like in front of the whiteboard. You know how in classrooms they have that little shade that they pull down, then the projector beams on that instead of the whiteboard? Yeah, that. She didn't pull that down. She always just shown it directly on the whiteboard, but right there on the whiteboard, all I saw was agoraphobia. I stared at it for a while. Something about the way it sounded in my head. Like, if I said it out loud, it just sounded nice in a way. I liked how it sounded. I liked how it rolled off my tongue. How it sounded to me. And then slowly she began explaining the definition. And every sentence she got through, the more and more it felt like it resonated with me. Because with such a simple phobia that is incredibly common, I believe when I haven't checked recently, but when I was in their class, I checked the rates. Like, she had the rates of agoraphobia in the world, and on that, I believe it was 33 or 32.3%, like, identified as. And something about that, like, it just resonated with me. Like, the name, I liked how it sounded. I liked a lot about it. And slowly it came to me. Do I have agoraphobia? Because I was thinking, this sounds so correct. It sounds so accurate, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to, move on. Maybe I'm overthinking it and I just, want to be different. I want to be unique. But then I thought again. About a third of people are experiencing this as well. So I thought to myself, would it be overreacting if I also had this? Like, would I be doing this for attention if a lot of people also have this? And that night, are you eating my bed? Excuse me. That night I thought to myself, agoraphobia. And I remember just going home and thinking. Like, I felt like a nerd, I'm not gonna lie. I was just at home researching this like crazy. And I came to realize, even though it's self-diagnosed, it can still be treated kind of the same way that like social anxiety would be treated, but not in more of not in really an active way. Because you can treat social anxiety in an active way, like putting them in, I forgot what was it called, like some form of conditioning, where you basically put them in the same situation that they're afraid of until they adapt to it. I forgot the psychological term. It's ironic because I'm taking psychology still, but it's the term, and you can also treat it like with meds the same way. And I thought to myself, like, huh, I might, check it out. I might do a little bit more research tomorrow. See how I see how I like the name if I adjust it a little bit. Might see how I like, how I bond with it, I guess, how I connect with the definition. And slowly over time, I just decided that, hey, it does resonate with me. The definition resonates with me, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I wasn't sure. Do I look for help to beat it? Do I just leave it as is? I had no clue. So, I began to change my name all across pretty much all platforms. All of a sudden, everywhere I was known as agoraphobia. And when I did that, I stopped. I thought to myself, now what? Like, now I'm semi-confident. I know what I have. So what am I going to do now? Am I just going to sit here and accept the fact that I have this? Or am I going to look for help? And I had no clue. Oh yeah, by the way, with the whole building process, this is going to take like multiple episodes. So don't worry. I'm literally just building the house so I have somewhere to store. Okay. So I'm going to treat this house as like somewhere I can store like valuables and stuff. If I go on a journey and then I come back, I'll just store my stuff here and then put my important stuff and actually build my aesthetic house inside. This is literally just for show. But I thought, and then I was like, hey, might as well just do it. I had nothing else that I want to do. I guess it's cool that I have this name, but my main goal should be trying to fix this, right? So, without my dad's consent, I went to get a doctor's appointment. I was 16, working at a car wash, Went to the doctor. Like a dumb little kid who was completely ignorant to the world and how everything worked. I went to the doctor. And I wanted to get checked up for pretty much agoraphobia. I wanted to see what was really connecting the dots because I felt so bound with that term. And he looked at me with confusion. Because normally you go see like a psychiatrist or something like that. But instead I came to a doctor. And I think he noticed how dumb I was. And tried to help even though like it wasn't really something he was supposed to be focused on. I asked about agoraphobia for a while. And I'd say 15 minutes later of us just chatting back and forth about why I feel this way, he eventually came to the conclusion like, hey, you actually might have it. Like, you might have genuine problems. Like, I don't, well, not, he didn't say it really like that, but I took it that way because, like, in my eyes, there's a chicken over there. In my eyes, my agoraphobia is a problem. But if anyone else has it, it seems okay. It feels like I have the problem because instead of looking for help, I just deal with it. I just survive. And I feel like that's the reason it's such an issue. But moving on from that, that's basically why I wanted to change the name one last time and just leave it at that. That'd be nice. But I already told you guys my plans for the world. I plan to adjust this a little bit. You know, I'm probably literally just gonna make it like a plain house. You know, empty, lazy, low effort, just so I can go on a journey, come back, store like food, store my like food. I'm gonna build like a farm somewhere nearby. I'm gonna start cooking my food in there, making like have this here, bread, stuff like that. Um, then of course I'm gonna adjust the water flow up there, build like a big pool, like not pool but pond or whatever. Have water draining down this side and that side. Build my real house in there, make it all aesthetics and stuff like that. You get the drill. Today was really just me chatting so I could get these thoughts out of my head. Instead of sitting here and writing down my thoughts for an hour, I decided to just share them with you so you guys understand, even at least just a little bit more, that I'm a normal person like you. You literally could have walked past, well, conditionally. If you're at ASU, you literally could have walked past me and not even recognized me in the slightest. Mainly because I don't really talk in public, but you know, that doesn't matter. But I literally could have walked right past and you wouldn't know me. But before I end this, because I like keeping these around an hour, I went home during the do I have anything in the furnace? No. I'm just gonna pause. I'm really just gonna pause the game and stand here. So during the break, like the mini spring break or whatever we had, I went home. I went home for a few days, hung out with my dog, you know. So technically it was altered a little bit because the spring break weekend, sorry, the week was literally just before my grandmother's birthday. My grandmother's birthday was on the 7th, and on Friday I took her out to go eat at Thirsty Lion up near Tempe Marketplace. I took her out to Thirsty Lion all by myself. We ate, had good food there, and then I went to go spend the night at her place. The next day, we went to, I forgot what place it was, but my aunt likes going to these expensive places. You can, and unironically, you can literally search up my aunt on Google for some reason. Her name is Jennifer Scott. Well, her last name is technically changed because she got married to her boyfriend, well now husband. So I think her last name is like Lael, I think, something like that. But yeah, she's married off, so her name might change. But she likes going to these fancy, expensive restaurants. So that's where we went for her like birthday lunch, I guess. Then I went back home, and as much as I guess I don't. Sorry, this is weird to explain. Although I don't really like the thought of suicide, it's comforting because it makes me understand how much pain I go through and how much I need to reduce my exposure to that pain. And even though I enjoy the feeling of, reality hitting me, it felt wonderful. Just seeing how loved I was when I went home. Like, dogs, they don't really know anything, you know. For example, my dog, she's dumb. She's dumb as hell. But seeing the way that she freaked out when I came home, the way she was whining, clawing at my leg, trying to jump up on me, that meant a lot. Maybe it sounds stupid saying it out loud, but seeing how much someone cares for me and seeing how much someone wants me to stay in this world, it's refreshing. It makes me realize that having bonds isn't that bad. Well, having bonds that actually are useful aren't that bad. With unconditional love, without feeling like I have to, do something specific to be treated like as family, treated as a friend. It feels nice just getting unconditional love. And that's about all I have to say about her. I love her so much. I treat her as if she's my sister, my human sister. That's how I treat her. I love her so much, and nothing will ever stop me from loving her so much. And before I go, I want to talk about how I feel about self-growth and worth for any of you who are alone. I understand you want to surround yourself with people to, find a group where you fit in so you don't feel as if you're walking this earth alone, looking around and seeing everyone having someone by their side. I want you to realize that you're living your life right now. You're not living your best friend, you're not living your mom or dad's life right now. You're living your own life. Now, don't get me wrong, someone could tell you what to do, what not to do, but it's your life to live. It's not someone else's life where you have to completely obey someone, otherwise you'll die. No. It's your life to live. You show respect, you get respect back. That's how the world should be working, but it's not. And I know it sucks, but that's not how it works anymore. But I'm confident that we can change that. We can be different. We can show respect, show kindness, show love to those who don't receive it too much. And trust me, I know those types of people who are struggling so much that they can't, embrace love, and they take it as disrespect, and instead of internalizing and finding some way to safely relieve their sadness, they control it and contain it, and it turns into anger, and they begin to lash out, and all of a sudden they're this hateful villain that everyone despises. I see those types of people, and I see you. But I want you to know that being alone is not permanent. If you think it's permanent, go back to all those times where even if it was for, a few seconds, a few minutes, a few days, a few weeks, you found someone to hang out with, someone to chat to, someone you felt like you could connect with. You're not alone. You just haven't found the spot you need to be. Thank you all for staying so long. I thank you for listening to my stupid and dumb rambling. I thank you all for staying with me on this journey, even if my goal for making this channel into what I want it to be, even if that goal is stupid, and unattainable, I still want to at least try. I thank you all for staying and watching me grow, staying to see if I can make it, staying to support me on my journey. I thank you all for your commitment, and the reason I upload so rarely is because I want to only upload something I'm happy with. Now, I apologize if my schedule gets a little bit hazy, but I really only want to put out things that make you guys happy. I hold myself to a high standard because you guys are here to support me on my journey through this. And as you guys support me through this journey, I will not accept myself being lazy. You put a lot of trust in me to provide comfort, to help you through things you might not be able to explain. And if I take those things with a grain of salt, all of the trust that you guys have in for me is useless. So, again, thank you all for staying around. Thank you all for trusting in me and believing in me. And I'll start getting onto that script by now. Goodbye. And I love you all.